Hello YouTube, Captain Mac here, and welcome to our first ever flight review. Now, I thought long and hard about whether or not to do one of these. You know, I've seen lots of different channels, they do channel updates and, you know, news and whatever, and so I thought, well, you know, keeping with sort of the theme of everything, we'll call it a flight review, but essentially that's what it is. It's a bit of a channel update, if you will, or maybe kind of a channel news thing or something like that. But we're going to stick with flight review because it sounds cool and it has to do with flight, right? There we go. So, several things we're going to talk about today. This is something I'm going to do semi-regularly. I'm not going to make like a specific schedule to do it or anything like that, but essentially what it's come down to is I've reached a point where I keep bringing up things in videos or trying to remember to bring up things in my videos that I want to get out to you, information that I want to get out to you guys, and a lot of times it just doesn't really fit in with the video. And so I thought, well, maybe it's time to start doing something like this. You know, we're up over 5,000 subscribers, and you know, I think we've just reached a point where probably the best thing we can do is start doing this flight review on a semi-regular basis, so it gives me an opportunity to just talk directly with you guys, show a little of that stock footage in the background, whatever's going on, and just sort of directly communicate with you guys without having to worry about you know, procedures for a flight or something like that. For the most part, I'm going to try and keep these really short, but you all know me by now. I'm long-winded. There's nothing short about, you know, Captain Mac having a conversation about anything. So don't count on them being short, but I'm going to list chapters down below. So if there's something specific you're interested in hearing about and you don't really give a crap about the rest, just hop down below in the video description section down there, and you can just skip right on ahead to that section. So easy enough, right?
That's a credit card.
It's not a credit card.
What is it?
It's not a credit card. It's a piece of junk. Let me see. Let me see. It's junk. Yeah, it's junk. Go throw it away. You don't even have clothes on. Get out of here. Okay, that's not what we were going to talk about right now. The first thing that I actually want to talk about, that was my my 4 and my 5, or my 5 and 6 year old. They're 5 and 6 now. They were poking their heads in here, and that's actually what kind of leads right into what I want to talk about, believe it or not. So the first thing I want to talk about is you guys, my subscribers. And of course, not everybody watching this right now is a subscriber, so I'll just throw the disclaimer out there right now. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. You know, I think we got a good thing going here. But what I was getting at, and the reason, you know, my two youngest children sort of roll into that is when I started this, they were 3 and 4, and now they are 5 and 6. So it's been 2 years now, just a little over, yeah, it's been about 2.5 years since I started the Captain Mac channel. I think we've got about 178 videos, something like that. I know I have 2 of them right now that I'm trying to get edited up and get put together, but I just ran out of time today, and I wanted to try and do this. And we're at 5,000, I think 5,121 subscribers the last time I looked. And I got to be honest with you, I'm humbled by that. I know there are YouTube channels out there that have 80,000 subscribers, you know, flight sim YouTube channels that have 80,000 subscribers, and that's fantastic. You know, maybe someday, maybe we'll get to that point here. I don't know. But just the fact that we're at 5,100 subscribers, you know, I really am. I'm humbled by that. I'm shocked that there's 5,100 people who like listening to me bump my gums enough to actually hit the subscribe button. So I wanted to take a minute here and just thank you all personally. I wish that I could thank each of you individually. I actually wanted to run a thing. I wanted to do a cinematic, which I probably will at some point, put together a little cinematic to celebrate passing 5,000 subscribers, but it's just a time issue, right? So I wanted to run like, you know, go onto my YouTube channel and pull up the list of subscribers and then just scroll from, you know, top to bottom and just have that as a little video playing on the side. And I considered doing that, and I actually looked at doing that, but it actually only lets me go back 5 months, and then it doesn't show me any subscribers that are more than, that have been subscribed for more than 5 months, which I think is a little odd, to be honest with you. I should be able to see all of you, right? But either way, the whole point of this quick little chapter here is to just say a personal thank you to each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all of the support that you guys have given me. It means more to me than you could possibly know. And the fact that, you know, we're at over 5,000 subscribers is just astounding to me. So I wanted to thank each and every one of you, and I hope that you guys will stick with me. We've come a long way, and I get great feedback from you guys, and you know, the channel's starting to move in some slightly different directions. It's still a flight sim channel primarily. It's always going to be a flight sim channel primarily, but you know, some of the stuff we're going to talk about in the rest of this little episode here, this flight review, you'll see, you know, we're moving a little bit in some different directions, and so I'm looking forward to what that's going to bring, and I hope that you guys are too. So thank you to each and every one of you, truly and sincerely. So having discussed subscribers and all of the support that you guys have given me, that leads me into my next little tidbit or chapter here, whatever we're calling it. I still haven't really decided, but that leads me to my next point, which is sponsorships. And I believe some of you have probably noticed that at least in one video I've mentioned sponsorships, and I know one of you for a fact has definitely noticed because I have one sponsor already. So Kevin, thank you sincerely. You're my first sponsor, and I can't even begin to express to you how much that really means to me. I just thought that was amazing. I got so excited when I saw that I had a sponsor. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Somebody actually was willing to sponsor me. That's amazing. So I really want to say thank you, Kevin. And I'm not throwing his last name up here only because I don't know if he wants me to or not, and then it would just be inappropriate if he didn't. So I'm not saying his last name, but Kevin, you know who you are. You're my first sponsor. Thank you very much for that. So let's talk about what sponsorship is. Basically, in short, it's an opportunity for you to sponsor the Captain Mac channel. And the way it works is, and if you look down in the video description, right at the top it says if you're interested in sponsoring my channel or something to that effect, follow this link. And where that link takes you is to the gaming side of YouTube. What's the difference? I don't know, just the layout really. It's still my channel, but it's on the gaming side of YouTube. And for whatever reason, that's where they set up. You have to have a gaming channel to get sponsors right now, which I think is a little ridiculous, to be honest with you. But either way, that's the way you got to do it. And so if you're interested in sponsoring, follow that link down there. And if I have half a brain, I'll try to, you know, make note of it here, and you can type it out or whatever. But you follow that link. It takes you to my channel on the gaming side of YouTube. It's all the same exact content. You don't have to stay there. You can always come back to the regular side of YouTube at any time. But in order to sponsor, you must go to the gaming side, and then you'll see a sponsor button right there. Okay, it says right up top, it says sponsor. You click on that, and then you go through the little process. And I think the minimum is like $5 a month US. Okay, and I don't actually, I don't know if there's a maximum or anything like that, but I think the minimum is $5 a month. And what I'm trying to do is this. Okay, first let's just be straightforward and honest. Would I like to make money off of YouTube? Yeah, duh. Because if I could do this full time, if I could go on here every day and put out 3 or 4 videos a week doing this, you know how much fun that would be? You know how much I would enjoy that? You know how much better my videos would be? But the reality is that's not something that's in the cards for me, at least not in the near future. Even, you know, unless, you know, all 5,000 of my subscribers want to sponsor me starting right now, I'm not retiring from my regular job and taking on Captain Mac as a full-time gig. However, what I'd really like to start doing with this channel, something I think is pretty much overdue at this point, especially with the type of support and feedback that I've gotten from you guys, is I would like to start doing giveaways. And by that I mean giving away scenery or a new airplane or even a new simulator. You know, somebody who's on FSX wants to go P3D, can't afford it right now, maybe give away a copy of P3D, something like that. Okay. But I don't have the money to do that. You guys, anybody who watches enough of my videos knows, you know, money's always tight. You know, I want to do tutorials on new aircraft. I can't because I don't have the aircraft. And many of you have been just amazing. I've had several aircraft that donated to me when they first came out, and let me tell you, that's just amazing right there. You know, a $60 aircraft. Somebody donated the FS Labs Airbus to me. It's a $100 airplane. Donated that to me. Unbelievable. So thank you sincerely for that. But what I'd like to do is be able to give something back now. I mean, obviously I produce videos, and that's primarily what I give to you guys in the community, but I want to give something a little more back. In order to be able to do that, I got to make more money. Right now I'm averaging $100 about every 5 months from my YouTube ads, okay? And that's just not going to cut it. I can't do giveaways with $100 every 5 months. So I'm hoping to pick up you know, enough of you that are willing to sponsor the channel. you know, just at the minimum amount. If you want to give more, fine, give more. I'm not going to complain about it, obviously. But you know, at the minimum amount, the $5 minimum amount, if I can get enough of you sponsoring, then what I want to do is I want to take that, you know, not all of it, obviously. I want to use some of it to buy stuff for me and whatnot, and you know, maybe new equipment and maybe a new editing program, whatever. But you know, the idea is I want to take some of that money and put it aside and start doing giveaways. And so I thought long and hard about it. I thought, what's the best way to do it? If I can do 10 sponsors, if I get 10 sponsors at the minimum amount, okay, 10 of you sponsoring at $5 a month, then twice a year I'm going to do a giveaway of some sort, okay? And now you probably think you're probably doing the math in your head, you're trying to figure out, twice a year I'm going to do a giveaway of some sort. So whether that's, you know, a new scenery add-on, or a new airplane, or a new yoke, or something like that. So it might be something that's not a lot of money sometimes, or not as much money sometimes, or it might be something that's 150 bucks. I don't know. I'm going to take a look and see what I can do and see what's going to work best, and then I'm going to do a giveaway twice a year if I get 10 sponsors at the minimum amount. Now, if I can get, what did I say, 30 sponsors at the minimum amount, okay, so 30 sponsors at $5 a month, I'm going to do a giveaway every quarter. So every 3 months we'll do a giveaway. And then if I can get, let's see, to do every month, I think I was looking at it, I need to get like, I don't remember what it was, but I was thinking like probably we went 10, 30, so let's just say 60, just to, you know, that we'll do that. So if I get 60 sponsors at the minimum amount every month, then I will do a giveaway every month, right? That's what, yeah, every month, okay? And then if I can get, now this is where I just take a big jump, if I get 500 sponsors a month at the minimum amount, then I will do a giveaway every week, okay? So now some of you are probably crunching numbers and say, well, that doesn't make sense. Well, look, I'm not trying to make money off of you guys. I'm trying to make a little money off of YouTube, and you know, sponsorship's a way that you can do that. But what I'm really getting at is I'm trying to figure out, because if I got, let's say I got 15 sponsors, a couple of them might drop out and then I don't have all 15 now, right? So I'm trying to figure out, how does that work out? And you know, maybe it turns out that you know, I get up to 30 sponsors a month and I say, oh man, I could do more giveaways on this. Then I'll start doing more giveaways. But I got to take a look at it first, and I'm not a math guy, so I'm not going to sit here and crunch a bunch of numbers. I'm just trying to get some ideas out there for you guys so that you know, if we want to start doing some giveaways, we're going to have to get some sponsorships to do it. That's the only way it's going to be, it's the only way I'm really going to be able to do it. Now, with that being said, it wouldn't be fair to do a giveaway for somebody who's not a sponsor. So this is where the workload's going to come on my end. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to do my giveaway, let's say I'm going to do my giveaway on Christmas Day, just as an example, okay? So I'm going to do a giveaway on Christmas Day. So a certain time frame prior to that, and I'm not going to tell you what it is so that you don't know, so somebody can't game the system. A certain time frame prior to that, substantially prior to that, I'm going to take a screenshot of my sponsor list, okay? A screenshot of my sponsor list. And then the day before I announce the giveaway, I'm going to take another screenshot of that sponsor list. And if your name's not on both of those screenshots, you're not eligible. End of story. So you're not going to come in, you know, this, so for somebody who's being, you know, a continuous sponsor, you know, and they're giving, say, you know, they're giving, say, $5 a month for the last 6 months, and then Joe Schmuckatelli comes in here and hops in and starts sponsoring me today, and tomorrow I'm doing a giveaway, and Joe Schmuckatelli wins it. No, I don't think so. That's not going to work. That's not fair. So I'm going to make sure that whoever gets the giveaway has been a sponsor for, you know, for a length of time, whatever that length of time happens to be, and that way we're at least keeping it fair. And then I'm actually going to put it out to you guys. What do you guys think would be the best way to choose who gets the giveaway, right? Maybe we'll do like a little question and answer thing, or, you know, I don't know, or maybe we'll just draw names from a hat or something. Maybe I'll have the little ones draw a name from a hat or something like that. And with that also, if you're sponsoring the channel and you win one of those giveaways, then let's say I'm doing them quarterly right now, then the next quarter you're not eligible for a giveaway, but the following quarter you will be again, right? So that same person doesn't get, you know, chosen twice in a row or anything like that. You know, trying to just keep it fair. And if you guys have any ideas related to that, let me know. So again, that's how sponsorships work. Go over to the gaming side of YouTube, follow the link down below, click on the little sponsor button up top, and follow the directions to sponsor the channel. If you're not interested in sponsoring the channel, listen, I'm not going to be all teary-eyed about it. It's not a big deal, okay? I do not want to take away from the community. It's one thing, you know, and I'll get into this in a little bit because the last chapter of the flight review is going to be a rant, and that's what it's going to be every time because I like my rant. So I'll get into that in a little bit, but I don't want to take away from the community. I want to give back to the community. That's what I want to do, okay? Granted, yes, I'm trying to make a little bit of money off of YouTube, and if I get those high numbers of sponsors, yes, I'll be making a little bit of money that's going to go in my pocket as well. I'm not going to lie about that, but I'm not trying to, you know, you can stop sponsoring at any time, and I'm not promising you anything. I'm not promising you anything except that I'm going to keep making videos. That's the only thing I'm going to promise you. I don't really know how else to put that because, you know, there's some shady characters out there, and I'm just not one of them, and I don't want it to come across like I'm one of them. I'm humbled. I truly am humbled by the donations that I've received. I'm humbled that Kevin has already jumped on board as a sponsor. I mean, that just it really touches me. I am humbled by that, and I don't want anybody to get the impression that I'm trying to take away from the community because I think that's crap. And I don't want to do that. So, you know, if you guys feel like me, you know, trying to ask about sponsors and stuff like that, if you feel like that's, you know, me trying to, I don't know, do something shady, you know, I hope that's not the case. But, you know, say something down in the comments, you know. Don't just, you know, but say something constructive so that I have something to respond to. Don't just say something stupid like you suck, like one guy did in one of my comments. That was just retarded. But anyway, so that's it on sponsorships. Yeah, good times. Go sponsor. So the next thing I want to talk about MACAIR, or Millennium Aviation. And some of you might be saying, well, what the heck is that? Well, if you haven't watched my latest videos, then you're not paying attention. I don't remember the date. I think we launched on July 4th, right? Yeah, we launched on the 4th of July of this year, 2017. Today is, let me look at my thing over here. Today is the 11th of November. It's Veterans Day, as a matter of fact. So happy Veterans Day to all of you veterans out there. I appreciate your service. I truly do. And yesterday was Marine Corps birthday, by the way. We can't forget that. Happy birthday to my fellow jarheads. All right. MACAIR, Millennium Aviation. So my friend Eric and I, we've been friends for a few years now. We met over at PVA. We became good friends over there. And we talked several times about starting our own virtual airline. And we finally you know, took the plunge and we went for it. And it cost us a pretty penny up front. For those of you who don't know, it cost us a pretty penny up front. But we came up with the money out of some tax returns and stuff like that, and we launched MACAIR. And so when we launched MACAIR, we wanted something unique to the other virtual airlines out there, because there's some great virtual airlines and there's some crappy ones, and then there's some in between, right? Well, we wanted to be a great virtual airline, but we wanted to bring what we thought was the best of several different virtual airlines into MACAIR. And so we created 3 divisions. We have the open division, which is it's what you get from a very non-strict virtual airline. So open division is fly any aircraft you want, from any departure you want to any destination you want, as long as it's in the schedules, at any time. So if my last flight landed in Phoenix and I want to fly out of Denver next, I can do that. That's fine. If I flew, you know, if I just joined MACAIR and I've got 0 hours and I want to fly a 747, I can do that. That's fine. That's what the open division is all about. It's all about just the ability to hop in an airplane and fly and do your thing. Okay, and a lot of people, that's what they gravitate towards, and that is the default, that everybody is a part of the open division at MACAIR. Then there's the historical division. So both Eric and I, we like to fly what a lot of people affectionately refer to as the old iron. So you've got your older, you guys have seen me do some flights in the Constellation. I want to get back to those eventually. You know, the DC-3, the Manfred Jan's DC-3, what an airplane, man. For a freebie, can you believe it? The thing's amazing. You know, but we like to fly those old airplanes, and there's a few virtual airlines out there that's what they focus on, is those old airplanes. And I think that's fantastic, and they're a lot of fun. So we wanted to bring a historical division into MACAIR, and so we created the historical division. And the only requirement to fly with the historical division is that you must apply for it. You don't have to have a certain number of hours or anything like that. You just have to apply for it, and then you can start flying in the historical division. Now, there's restrictions on aircraft because it's a historical division, so it's old prop planes all the way up to the very, very early part of the jet age, so 727s, 707s, aircraft like that. Okay, and that's what you're getting in the historical division. And then there was the professional division. So you've got certain airlines out there, you know, there's sort of a mix in between. So some, you know, PVA was a good example. They've got a pretty strict way of climbing the ladder. It's not overly difficult, but, you know, you start out, you've got to fly however many hours in prop planes before you can move up to your CRJs and stuff. And then you got to fly what feels like a lifelong time of hours in the little CRJs before you can move to the 737s and so on and so forth. So there's a structure to climbing your way up the ladder, flying larger and larger aircraft as you go, but not overly strict. It's just based solely upon hours. How many hours have you flown? If you've flown enough hours in Category A, you can now fly aircraft in Category B. And then on the other end of that same spectrum, you know, you've got some airlines, and I can't think of one off the top of my head that's really like hard on it except for ours, where you've got, you know, very, very, very structured progression. That's what we did with the professional division, and we say it up front. You know, it's a disclaimer you read when you go to apply for the professional division. It is not for everyone. Okay, we've got 100-something pilots over at MACAIR right now, and I think there's 22 in the professional division. Okay, which is actually a pretty large number. But our professional division is very strict. Okay, the first thing you do when you apply for the professional division is you got to take a written test. And you're thinking, that's ridiculous. Well, we're trying to get as close as we can to realism in a simulation environment, and that's a struggle to do. So you take a written test, and then you've got to do training flights and all kinds of stuff. Then you got to take a check ride, and then once you pass your check, oh, by the way, it's a monitored check ride, right? You've got somebody actually monitoring you doing the check ride through TeamViewer, and then if you pass the check ride, then you fly a certain number of hours at that rank, right, starting with private pilot in little tiny single engine fixed pitch propeller aircraft. If you don't know what that is, you're not ready for the professional division. And then once you have enough hours, then you request an upgrade to the next rank, which I think is instrument pilot. And then you have to take a written test. You have to do a bunch of training flights. Then you have to do a monitored check ride. And then you have to fly a bunch of hours in small single engine turboprop aircraft. Right? And then once you reach those hours, then you got your multi-engine and so on and so forth, right? It's very, very strict, very structured, and very difficult. And we've got some guys that are climbing up the ladder really quick. It's actually very impressive. So it is not an easy division by any means. And it was never meant to be. It was never intended to be a simple division. It was always intended to be the extreme end of the spectrum when it comes to a structured environment. It was never intended to be lax in any way. And if we find ways to add to the realism and to make it more strict without taking away from the experience, because again, we want you to have fun with it. Okay, but you got to understand that that's why we have 3 divisions. If we launched with just the professional division, we'd have 22 pilots. Simple as that, right? And that's not what we wanted. We wanted you to have the opportunity to do all of them. And if you start flying in the professional division and you say, oh, I'm dying here. I just want to fly my PMDG 747. Take a break. Go fly in the open division. You have one profile at MACAIR and you can fly all 3 divisions. You don't need a different profile. You don't need a different login. None of that. That's one of the beauties of MACAIR, and that's what we were striving for. So with that, we want to expand a little bit. We're looking at expanding. And I know Eric has talked about this, and he has no idea I'm saying this, so I might get in trouble for this, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway because I'm the president. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. He's mentioned it. Now, I don't know if we're going to go forward with this yet or not. Listen to me. Let's be clear about something, okay? It's sort of the, MACAIR is sort of the Captain Mac, right? My name kind of on it. I'm the president, all that. But the reality is, Eric, Easy Grind Staff, he's the one who runs it. That's the man who makes that airline run. He's the man behind the machine, and let me tell you, he gets it done. He's the one really getting stuff done. I'm just bumping my gums and trying to look pretty on screen. And along with Eric comes all of our staff members. Every one of you bust your butt. I appreciate all the effort you guys have put in. You guys are making that airline run smooth, man. I don't have to do anything. Eric hardly has to do anything anymore. You guys take care of business, and I appreciate all of our staff members over at MACAIR. And if you guys haven't joined MACAIR, go over there and take a look. We got some great stuff going on, man. We got the Destination of the Month going on. We've got all kinds of tours going on. We got all kinds of competitions going on. I mean, you name it, we got it going. And that's because of the staff we have over there at MACAIR. So thank you to every one of you guys, and a sincere thank you also to Eric for running it. So I want to be clear about that. I'm not running that airline, guys. I'm really just sort of the name that's on it, which is, you know, probably a little pathetic. But it's the truth. That's the reality, and I'm not going to take credit where I don't earn it. But that being said, Eric and I have talked a little bit about adding a couple of divisions. And one of them, we're talking about maybe adding a charter division, all right? So, you know, charter flights where you can create flights and stuff like that. And then we would also bring more aircraft into our fleet. So right now our fleet, you know, we've got a very large fleet, well over 3,000 aircraft. But that being said, we're talking about maybe bringing some private jets and stuff like that into the fleet as well by creating a charter division. And then along with that, we've also talked about possibly creating a cargo division. Now with the cargo division, I think Eric and I are in agreement on this. There's not a lot of people who really just want to fly strictly cargo. So the cargo division might be sort of more of a forum-based thing where we create a cargo division section in the forum, and then we create a search function within our open division that allows you to search just cargo flights. And so if you're interested in you know pursuing something in the cargo division, it would be pursued more in the forums. The flights obviously are done through ACARS and on the site and all of that, but we wouldn't have a separate division you click on just for cargo. Now that's our initial thoughts, but what I'd like is for you guys to jump down in the comments. I got 5,000 subscribers. I don't know if that many people are going to watch this video, but hey, you know what? Give me your feedback on that, so that I can send it over to Eric and let me know, you know, hey, would you guys be interested? Are there enough of you that are legitimately interested in flying strictly cargo flights that we would benefit from creating a cargo division? Like, no kidding, you click on cargo division and that's where you go to find your flights and so on. If there's enough of you for that, then I think that we would probably do it that way. So, you know, tossing those ideas around, not sure how it's going to go yet. Not sure when we're going to make the expansion, if we're going to try and do both or one at a time, or what, you know, I'm not sure yet. I really don't know, but we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to do everything that we can to improve the airline. There's always going to be issues. Everybody knows that. We have issues with that airline. You know, there's things that come up. I'm sure you guys probably have had, you know, occasionally the server goes down or something, which we haven't had a lot of problems like that, just a few. And again, Eric's always on top of that. The staff is always on top of that. So the last thing I want to talk about real quick with MACAIR is our ACARS. Our ACARS is custom designed. We had somebody create it for us, somebody that Eric and I both know, and he built that ACARS for us, and I think it's awesome. It's a unique ACARS. It's unique to MACAIR, and if you haven't had an opportunity yet, go over to the forums at MACAIR if you're a member. Go down to the Captain Mac videos section under tutorials and whatnot, and look at the ACARS, Mac ACARS tutorial so that you know how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, it's not that hard though. It's actually pretty easy. But yeah, a lot of great stuff going on over there, and we're going to continue to improve upon and build upon that virtual airline. And we're always open to suggestions and ideas. Just because you have an idea doesn't mean we're going to go with it, but we still want to hear it. You know, because who knows, maybe later on we will. So I think that pretty much wraps up the discussion on MACAIR, but I definitely want to get some feedback from you guys down below in the comments section. Let me know what you think of MACAIR and what you think of the direction we're going right now, and if you think that there's anything that could be improved upon or added to or taken away from or whatever, we'd love to hear it. Just be constructive in your criticism. Don't just tell me junk. I don't want to hear that. All right, let's talk about P3D version 4 after I adjust my headset here. So many of you already know I have made the move, sort of, to P3D version 4. I still do flights in FSX, and we'll talk about why here in a second. But let's just talk about P3D version 4 as it stands. P3D version 4 is still FSX. For those of you who don't know, it's still FSX. It's the base code for P3D is FSX. Okay? Period. That's all there is to it. That's never going to change. And that might lead to a rant later on, but not in today's episode. But nonetheless, so it's still FSX. However, version 4. Now, I had a previous version of P3D, and I never flew in it. And the reason I didn't fly in it, because it was still FSX. Plain and simple, it was FSX with some shiny stuff on it. And, you know, the only reason I got it is because I fly with that virtual fighter wing. Some of you know that I fly with a virtual fighter group. I fly with them. And we were looking at making a move to P3D to fly the F-18 in there. I forget who makes it. The names escape me, but you guys know what I guarantee some of you know what I'm talking about. There's a really well done F-18, and so we were looking at P3D. Anyway, that's the only reason I got P3D version, I think 3 it was, but I never used it. It's not even installed on the computer. Okay, waste of money in my opinion, because it was still FSX with some shiny crap on it. However, P3D version 4 is a little different. Still FSX, mind you, but somehow, and I have no idea how, they've made it 64-bit. What does that mean? That means memory. That's what that means. Okay, now I'm not a computer guru, I'm not a computer whiz. All I know is it means memory. Now, I know a little bit more than that, but we're not going to get all technical about it. The fact of the matter is 64-bit, much better than the 32-bit that is your standard FSX, and all P3D versions up to and including the one right before version 4. So, I definitely jumped on that. I said, you know what, I'm going for it. I'm going to get it. I got P3D version 4, and it looks beautiful, and it runs beautiful. I love it. I really do. In fact, here's my dilemma right now. I'm really enjoying doing flights in P3D version 4. Okay, and hereafter referred to simply as P3D. But just know, when I say P3D, I'm talking about version 4. The rest of it, anything before version 4 is just FSX to me, and it's dead to me. It means nothing to me, and I don't care about it. So when I say P3D, I'm referring to version 4. So, P3D. I've got the iFly 747. And I've got the PMDG 777 that I fly in P3D right now, which I did a video with the 777, and boy, I get some wicked feedback on that. And when I say wicked, I mean it was like crazy bad. It was kind of weird, actually. I mean, I stumbled through no different than I do really any other flight for that matter, but boy, I got some crazy bad feedback right out the gate. But whatever, it is what it is. Some people aren't going to like it, but a lot of people ended up liking that video in the end anyway. And I will definitely be doing more flights in the 777 because without the memory issues, it's not sucking everything dry in there, and I can actually fly that thing around and have some nice scenery and stuff. So those are the two aircraft that I have in P3D right now. But the Quality Wing 787, man, I love that airplane. That thing's awesome, man. I waited a long time for that. I was really excited when that airplane came out, and I was a little sad that it only came out for FSX. Now, they are going to release it for P3D, and it's my understanding that if you own it for FSX, then it'll be half price to buy the P3D version. Okay, and again, that'll lead to another rant some other time. Not today, but you know, either way. The point is, I will buy it for P3D when they release it for P3D. I absolutely will, because I like flying that airplane, and I really want to get it into P3D where I can do some more flights in it, have the scenery turned up and all of that, and I'm really looking forward to that. But I cannot transition 100% to P3D ever, probably, but certainly not right now, and here's why. The 787 is one reason I'm doing the Global 787 Tour, which I hope to do another episode next week. And that's only available in FSX. I don't know when they're releasing it for P3D. I don't even know if there's a projected date or not. So I've got to fly FSX for that. I just got a flight request for an MD-11 from Memphis over to Phoenix, which is one of our routes in at MACAIR in the MD-11. And so I actually did that flight, just so you know, the individual that requested it. I did do that flight. It was quite the disaster. It wasn't a disaster, but it was pretty rough. I hadn't flown the MD-11 in quite a while. I have PMDG's MD-11. Hadn't flown it in quite a while. The registration on it had expired. I don't know why the registration expires when I didn't. It's still installed. Why does it expire? That's ridiculous. So I have to uninstall it and reinstall it for it to work. So I did that, and then of course I haven't flown it in a long time, and that is not an air. That's not a 737, guys. I can hop into a 737 right now without a checklist, and I guarantee I can get it started up off the ground and probably not miss but maybe one or two things. It's not a 737 though. PMDG's MD-11, that's a different aircraft. So, you know, I fumbled and bumbled my way through it like I tend to do on my flights, and I haven't edited a video yet. I'm sure it'll be ugly, but I'm going to post it anyway because we all go through that, and that's one of the things, you know, that's one of the things I like about my channel is I can post stuff on there that is real. You guys deal with a lot of this. You guys deal with all the same crap I deal with. We all make mistakes. It's a flight simulator. Nobody died. So I know that I'm going to want to do more flights in that MD-11, and right now nobody is saying anything about doing an MD-11 for P3D. There's not a whisper anywhere about it. It just like, it's almost like it's taboo to even talk about it, which I think is absolutely ludicrous. And I hope somebody does it eventually, because that is a classic aircraft that needs to be in a 64-bit simulator. I'm telling you right now. So I really hope somebody does. But I'm going to do more flights in that in the future. I want to do more flights in that in the future, which means that most likely we will never fully get away from FSX. The other reason that I can't fully transition to P3D right now is money. It costs a lot of money. We talked about sponsorships earlier. What do you think I'm going to do if I get enough sponsors? I'm not just doing giveaways. I'm going to use some of that money. Okay, example. You know how much it cost me for that PMDG 777? Go ahead, take a guess. Most of you already know. It's $135 for that airplane in P3D. For the 747 is $135. For the 737 plus the 600, 700 add-on comes to, you guessed it, about $135. I haven't actually done the math, but it ain't cheap. It's a lot of money. And we're just talking a couple of airplanes right there. Forget about scenery and stuff. Now, a lot of the scenery I had for FSX, they made installers for P3D that even work in version 4. So like Memphis, I've got it in version 4. I'm going to see how that works out because it sucks in FSX. I'm going to tell you right now. You watch when you see that PMDG MD-11 video from Memphis to Phoenix, it sucks. It flat out sucks in FSX. And I'm not dogging the guys that made it. I'm not. It's FSX is the problem, not necessarily the scenery. The scenery's causing the problem, but because of the limitations of FSX. Anyway, the point is it should be good in P3D. I'm looking forward to finding out, hopefully here in the near future. But, you know, I've got my my Phoenix sceneries in there, my Denver sceneries in there, San Diego, John Wayne Airport. Those were all in P3D. And I didn't have to buy those. Black box, for those of you who are big anti-black box folks, I have no idea why, because granted, the aircraft's not done yet, and some of you are like, wow, it's just ridiculous. But they work on it. They actually work on the thing, and they give you updates and stuff. And I bought it for FSX long stinking time ago, and guess what? They made it available for P3D version 4, and guess what? I didn't pay a penny for that. It was free. So I've got black box A330 and A340 in there now too, right? So if you're not a black box fan, shame on you. What's up, bud? You can have one. Or none then. How about none? Let's go with none. Oh, you want to have one? Okay. My son wants a fruit. He says, can I have 2 fruit snacks? Because he can have one. He goes, ooh. Anyway, so I've got a few aircraft in there. I definitely want to do some flights in that black box. I need to spend a little more time in it. You know, it's you know, and it's not even the full version 1.0 yet, right? So there's going to be issues with it. So for those of you who are like, wow, it's just not done. It shouldn't, blah, 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 blah. You know what? Stop talking. You go build an airplane and make sure that it's 100% perfect right out the gate. Release it for FSX and P3D and whatever else, and we'll buy it, and then you can say whatever you want. Yes, baby.
Can I have some popcorn?
No popcorn, baby. I'm watching the kids right now, as you can tell. So anyway. So the point is, you know, yeah, it's not at version 1.0 yet, but they're continuing to work on it, continuing to update it. And you know what? Their support, in my opinion, is fantastic, because when I first loaded the aircraft in there, I had a few little issues with it. I went on Facebook Messenger and sent them a message on Facebook Messenger, and I heard back from them in like 20 minutes. And over the course of the next couple of days, I messaged back and forth, tried a few different things, finally got everything working, works like a champ. That's support. That's customer service right there. So if you don't have black box, what do they call it? Wide body. If that's the series. If you don't have the black box wide body Prologue, well, I say shame on you, because if you like flying large Airbus at all, they're fantastic. So anyway, those are the reasons that I'm not really quite ready to go all the way over to P3D yet. And again, unless they're going to release an aircraft like, same thing with a 757. I think somebody's doing a 757 for it right now. We'll find out. I don't keep up with all the news all the time, but nonetheless, I love flying the 757. I love flying that 787. I love flying that MD-11. So until all of those aircraft are available in P3D and I can afford to buy them for P3D, we're always going to have some time in FSX. And I got to be honest with you, I'm liking P3D enough in 64-bit that it kind of sucks flying FSX now. But it is what it is. Alright, so now we come to what is either going to be the most loved or most hated portion of the show. And it's going to be in every show because that's what Captain Mac wants to do. This is where I'm going to rant about something. And we all know that I can put on a pretty good rant. And there's a lot of things I'd like to rant about. A lot of things I'd like to rant about. But today, specifically, I want to rant about certain YouTubers. And I put that in quotes because I'm not going to name them, because I'm not a complete jerk like the individuals I'm referring to. In fact, there's one specific I'm referring to that really ticks me off. When I first started my channel, and I guarantee if for some reason he lowers himself from his pedestal to watch this video, he's going to know I'm talking about him. When I first started my channel, no subscribers, one video, no idea what's going to... In fact, the first 10 subscribers I had were family members. Okay? I was brand new, no idea what I was doing. My video quality was bleh at best. Okay? I fumbled through everything. I mean, it was just... I was just starting out. I was just learning. But you know what? I was having some fun with it. But anyway, I went to a particular YouTuber who was pretty popular at the time, who's still pretty popular now. I'm not saying who it is. No, it's not Matt Davies, for those of you who are wondering. I know somebody was probably thinking that. Actually, I know Matt Davies. I do know him personally. And I'm not referring to him. Nonetheless, this particular individual, pretty popular YouTube channel, and I went to him and I said, hey, I've watched your YouTube channel for a while. I like your videos. I like your content. I just started a YouTube channel dedicated to flight simulation. Man, it would be awesome. Just awesome. If you could just give me a little shout out. Just, in one of your videos, just say, hey, go over to Captain Mac channel, take a look, and if you like his content, subscribe. And he wrote me back, surprisingly, actually. But he wrote me back and he said, hey, welcome to YouTube, whatever, something like that. I do not sponsor or endorse anybody's YouTube channel. I just don't do it. And he gave a couple of reasons, something along the lines of, then everybody's going to ask for it and blah, 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 whatever. Okay. And so I wrote him back and I said, okay, that's fine. Thanks for answering my request, my email. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time. Keep doing what you're doing. And the next day he released a video, and I watched that video, and I kid you not, he endorsed no less than 3 frickin' channels in that video. And I was like, oh, I don't think so, buddy. So I wrote him back, and I said, hey, dude, thought you didn't sponsor or endorse any channels, but here I watch your video you just released, and you're endorsing, like, there's like 3 different channels you endorsed in there. And he comes back nasty as can be. Nasty as can be. And again, I'm not going to say his name because I'm not calling. You know what? If he sees this, yeah, you know who you are. You want to be a prick, be a prick. Okay? Excuse my language. But I'm not going to call him out because that's not what I do. But anyway, he goes on this rant in his email, and I mean nasty too, nasty, about how he's part of this group of guys and they all look after each other and blasey, blasey, blasey. So basically, what you're telling me is a group of you guys got together and said, hey, we're going to do everything we can to dominate YouTube, and we'll take care of each other, and we'll look after each other, and make sure we get subscribers over to each other and hook each other up, take care of each other, and forget about everybody else. Right? Forget everybody else. We don't care about anybody that's not in our little group here. Right? That's the problem with the entire flight simulation community right now. Okay? You got all these old dogs, okay, who've been doing it for 15, 20, 30 years, talking about, that's not the way we do it. That's not, no, you're not good enough to be part of what we do. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know nothing. No, this is the way it's supposed to be. We're going to stick together over here, and you guys just stay away from us. If you can't tell, this crap pisses me off. Okay? The flight simulation community used to be a community of people who got together, who helped each other out, who looked after each other, who tried to teach each other things, who wanted to be, it was a community. And now, what is it? It's guys running YouTube channels who think they're better than everybody else because they have more subscribers, or because they have more money to get better equipment and to get more aircraft, or because they've got some hookup through whatever to get, you know, where they can get all the beta versions of all the new aircraft. Oh, when PMDG's going to, oh, here's the beta version. I can put videos up before any of you can even buy it, which makes me better than you, right? I'm better than you because, what? That's crap. It's a bunch of crap. And so this particular individual comes back at me with that, and I send back to him. I'm like, you know what? I think that's a load of bull. Whatever, though. You know, if that's what you're going to do, that's what you're going to do. Well, he's still putting out videos, and he's still endorsing channels. And I'm going to tell you right now, I know the group of guys that he's involved with. I know what group that is, and I know which channels those are. And guess what? Those aren't the channels he's endorsing. He's endorsing all kinds of channels. Anybody who will give him a hookup, anybody who will take care of him, anybody who will do something for him, he's more than happy to give an endorsement for their channel. Well, because Captain Mac was somebody with only 5 or 6 subscribers and didn't have anything to offer except a little bit of humility and asking for a little bit of help, he wasn't giving that up. No, nobody. No. Because he's better than me, right? Up yours, dude. All right? Because now, here we are. I'm at 5,100 subscribers. I don't care if you got 100,000 subscribers. I'm at 5,100 subscribers, and I didn't get any help from you. And out of my 5,100 subscribers, they love my channel. They watch my channel because they want to see what I'm putting out. Not because of some gimmick or some crap. I've got loyal subscribers. I got like you guys are like a fan base, man. You guys interact in the comments down there. I get emails from you guys. You guys went over, joined up with MACAIR. Man, I could actually start naming off some of my subscribers because I know you guys by name now. You know what? I'd much rather that than have 100,000 subscribers of people who don't know crap about me, don't know anything about what's going on, and they just don't care. They're just, along for the ride or something? When I hit 100,000 subscribers, that's going to be 100,000 people that I know and that know me. So for those of you who are running YouTube channels, and you know what? If it's you, it's you. If it's not you, take it with a grain of salt. But if you're running a YouTube channel, whether it's Flight Sim or anything else, and you think you're better than every other YouTuber out there because you've been doing it longer, or because you got more money for better equipment, or because you get more hookups from developers, or whatever it may be, right? Get your head out of the clouds. Stop thinking you're better than everybody else. Stop treating other people like shit, and don't pull some crap like that with me like I'm some kind of stupid idiot off the street who doesn't know a damn thing. Okay? I don't know everything, but I'm not frickin' retarded. It didn't take long to figure out that he was endorsing all kinds of channels as long as they were hooking him up. As long as he gets a hookup, he's all about endorsement. Well, here's your hookup. Go away. I don't want anything to do with you. Don't endorse my channel now. I definitely don't want an endorsement from this guy now. Because that's ridiculous. Why act that way? Why? And I so want to call him out by name, but it's just, it's pointless. And on the flip side, there's a lot of great channels out there, you know, that they don't get any love at all. You know, and it doesn't help. Now, let's just take this rant one step further. Why not, right? It doesn't help that you've got developers who go on YouTube and they say, well, let's take a different approach. I have approached nearly every developer in the community and asked them if I could get beta versions of their aircraft, right? Or if I could do a promotional video or something like that. And a couple have said, yeah, absolutely. For example, TFDI, that's 717. That was the official promotional video, right? Y'all didn't notice that, did you? I'm surprised it doesn't have more views, to be honest with you. Kind of sucks. But anyway, another Captain Sim, they approached me and said, hey, will you do a promotional video for our 737-200 for P3D? That reminds me, I've got a 737-200 for P3D also. And I said, yeah, absolutely. I'd be honored to. Absolutely. Okay? But what happens is most of these developers, they look at your YouTube channel and they say, well, you got 5,000 subscribers, but this guy over here's got 85,000. And I get it. It's a numbers game. Well, I can get more out of 85,000 subscribers than I can out of 5,000. Yeah, you sure can. But how many of my 5,000 subscribers are not part of his 85,000? Because you missed them entirely, number one. Number two, it's really kind of screwed up that you only want to promote people that are already up there. Whatever happened to taking care of the little guy? I'm the little guy here. That's what I am. Captain Mac Channel's a little guy. Maybe one day we'll be the big guy. I don't know. But 2.5 years later, we're still the little guy. And I'm okay with that. Because I love you guys, man. I think you guys are fantastic. I love my subscribers. You guys are great. I give you guys a round of applause. That ain't no joke either. I don't mean that sarcastically at all. You guys are freaking awesome. So I don't have to be 85,000 subscribers. But, you know, I think it really stinks that these developers, they don't want anything to do with my channel. I can't get a beta version of an aircraft before it releases. Why not? Why can't I get a beta version and put some videos out? I got good video quality, right? I think my production quality is pretty darn good on my videos. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. Right? But I think the production quality is pretty darn good. So I think you'd get a good video out of it. People seem to really like my full flight tutorials. I mean, that 787 has got over 10,000 views already. The FS Labs Airbus, that thing's got 20-something thousand views, man. The Majestic Dash 8, 40,000 views. And I know, you know, again, it's a numbers game. Some of these guys that have 85, 90,000 subscribers, they get 20,000 views in the first few days. I get it. But all you're doing is helping them to get more subscribers because you're more than willing to give them the beta version of the aircraft than you are me. So, yeah, I'm talking to you developers, too. You know? And somewhere along the way, I've contacted most developers. Probably not all of them, but most of them. And I've tried to say, you know, hey, what about this? What about... And I get... So most of them don't even answer. They don't even respond. Maybe I'm going to the wrong spot. I don't know. I don't know. You know, and it doesn't help that Captain Mac works 2 jobs. Man, I work 6 days a week. It is Saturday evening right now at... What time is it? It is 6:15 in the evening. I'm waiting for my wife to get home with my oldest daughter. She just went and bought a car. And I have to get up at 1:30 in the morning. And I got to go to work. And I got to work all the way through next Friday. I don't get a lot of time for videos and stuff. But I try to put them out as much as I can. And I can guarantee if a developer comes to me, like Captain Sim did, and said, hey, would you be interested in doing a promotional video for us? I make the time to do it. I make the time to do it. I'm making time to do this right now because this is something that's needed to be done for a while. So the reality is, what's up, buddy? Oh, my boy's sitting over here on the ledge watching me do my video. He says, "Yeah, that's right." Anyway, the point is, guys, you know, I know that's a bit of a rant, and that's the idea here. This is my rant section. So, you know, if you want to try and get me off on a rant, put something down in the comments, and maybe I'll rant on that next week. Okay. You know, but if you're a YouTuber, hey, you know what? Charge on. You know, be you, do what you got to do, but man, don't treat other people like crap. And I'm going to close this out by throwing a shout out to my boy Z Walla. He's a YouTuber as well. He came to my channel. He said, you know what? He said, I started a YouTube channel because of yours. I saw what you did. You think maybe you could give me a shout out one of these days? Well, I'm telling you, I've given him a couple shout outs, and I'm going to keep giving him shout outs. Okay? Z Walla. Go over, check out his channel. It's spelled just like it says, Z-E-E-W-A-L-A, Z Walla. He does X-Plane videos, and I think he does a pretty darn good job on it. So, shout out to my man Z Walla, and a shout out to my little boy. He's got his own channel as well called, did you just dab? There's a 6-year-old doing a dab. Give me a break. He's got his own channel. I believe it's called My Shooting Gun. He's got a few videos on there. Is that the name of your channel, My Shooting Gun? That's his channel, My Shooting Gun. He's got a few videos on there doing Stranded Deep, and he's always bugging me to do more. And, of course, I'm going to have to find some time to help him do some more videos as well because the kid's just cute. I don't know. I don't know where he gets it from. He obviously gets it from his mom, not from me. So that's going to wrap it up for this, folks. This is our flight review, and I'm going to start trying to do these a little more semi-regularly, with not necessarily on a schedule, but you know, anytime I feel there's stuff that needs to be covered, I'm going to hop on and do one of these. So I appreciate every one of you. Thanks for taking the time to watch it. I hope you enjoyed the rant. Please leave some information down in the comments. If you have questions, comments, concerns, moans, groans, complaints, don't bother. I don't want to hear it. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead and throw them down there. Just be constructive. Don't put something stupid in there like, oh, you suck. Okay, great. Show me your videos, right? Okay? Come on. That's just ridiculous. And if you're going to put a thumbs down on the video, maybe you could put something in the comments as to why, right? I mean, I know some of those are trolls. I know they are. Okay, I get it. Some of them are trolls. Okay, trolls are just, they're an annoyance that's never going to go away. But if you're going to put a thumbs down, tell me why, so that maybe we can make improvements for future videos, right? Okay, that's going to wrap it up for this one, folks. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on follow us on Twitch at Captain Mac 3588. What's that, buddy? Huh? I told him about your videos. Come here. Hold on, we're not done yet, apparently. What? I told him to go to your videos. He's telling them they need to go to my videos. Go check out his videos. They're pretty cool. He's cute as a button. You'll love the kid. That's it. That's all. No more, folks. As always, keep the blue side up, unless otherwise instructed by ATC. God bless you all, and have a fantastic day.